Nice TV, Moshie Wagekeno.
Love is blind, it requires
Thinashara na shike handete wega thinashara na ndagika ithatũ gĩkũnyitwo nĩ mwerereri wa ceceni ya Nice TV thĩinĩ wa Utuku wa Mohoro mũthenya wa ũmũthĩ ngũharĩrĩirie maũndũ mega marĩa tũgũkorwo tũkĩgerera mũthenya tũkĩhetũkĩra mũthenya wa ũmũthĩ ta ũrĩa ũngĩkĩririkana mũthenya wa kiumia tarĩki 19 ona ni ndiamenyaga tiarĩ International Men's Day ona ni ndiarĩ rada ndiamenyaga onake no mũthenya wa Monday nĩrĩo ndakorirwo ngĩrwo atĩ mũthenya wa kiumia tarĩki 19 kwarĩ Men's Day. Ndiye kana we no wakorirwo ũkĩwishwo Happy Men's Day nĩ mũtumia kana nĩ ciana ciaku kana no ũngĩkorwo ũgĩkũwishi ũrĩa mwĩnake hakuhĩ. No mũthenya wa ũmũthĩ tũgũkorwo tũkĩmenya maingĩ nĩ amu tũgũkorwo tũgĩthoma ũhoro wĩgiĩ athuri kana men's. Athuri nĩo metagwo ya no ndaiguire atĩ gũkorwo mũthuri to gwĩkĩra mũgutho macio na mangĩ maingĩ nĩ tũgũkorwo tũkĩmenyithio mũthenya wa ũmũthĩ. Our people, our guest nĩ makinyĩte mũthenya wa ũmũthĩ. Sir Emmanuel na mũndũ gwĩtwo Mr. Visionary nĩo tũgũkorwo nao mũthenya wa ũmũthĩ. In the meantime, Mr. Visionary, welcome to Nice TV. We call it Hope of Joy, yeah. In Kikuyu, Moshie Wagekeno.
Yes.
Hope you understand Kikuyu.
I understand.
Yes. Sir Emmanuel is our Kenyan Mzungu.
Yes. Okay.
I think we should deport him to Texas.
No.
Thank you very much. Say hi to our viewers and tell them your name.
Yes, my name is James Achalanga, but kikazi naitwa Mr. Visionary. Yeah.
Welcome, Sir Emmanuel, the only man I know who ever saw his kneecap moving.
Hello viewers, it's so good to be back here and to just interact with you again. It's been a while. Mambo ni mzuri, tutaendelea kushukuru na kuendelea kujifunza mmoja na mwingine. Thank you so much for joining us.
Karibu sana. This month, I don't know everyone if anajua, this month we are celebrating the men's, what do you call it, health. The men's health concerning the prostate cancer. You have testicular cancers and suicide. And this month, there was 2 friends who used to celebrate it, I think back then. As per what I read, they used to celebrate it by these things.
Mustache.
Yeah, the mustache. They used to celebrate it that way. Then we have June 13th, where we celebrate the men health. Those are some of the things that. And before I forget, one of our presenters, tulikuwa na leo kwa show DJ, alikuwa anauliza where did the men's day ikaekwa with the toilets day? Before we continue, just answer that. Before atoke huku.
Wow.
Ako
Okay.
around.
One of the things I think ni kwamba some things happen to be. But unajua, I've heard that hiyo kwamba ati Men's Day na Toilet Day ziliwekwa pamoja because men ni takataka, but let me say this in a very strong way. Hiyo sio kusudi. Unaweza kukuta watu wawili ambao wamezaliwa wakati mmoja ama siku moja na ni watu tofauti sana. I have friends both in Kenya and in the US who we share the same birthday. But it's not that ati kwamba ati ni ndugu yangu ama ni vipi ama ni kwamba mimi naweza nikasema ni yeye ama yeye akasema ni mimi.
So what about you?
But I think it's just a coincidence of the calendar because whoever made the calendar, unapata kuna mambo mengi sana na unapata sisi tumeona from our side, but the world has calendar ambayo haiwezi kutoshea the 365 days. So kuna zingine lazima they will overlap the events, but I don't think there is any connection between the two.
So I, Sir Emmanuel, and you have similar or different, maybe I can use different definition or what you understand by the word men's. The society, wanaelewa different. It's a person maybe who can fight for himself, maybe someone who can provide, in a brief explanation, define the word man. Yeah, Mr. Visionary.
Yes.
Yeah.
In my view, man is about the status. Okay. Okay. I will refer to the Bible, just like Sir Alex. Man was created first. First is a status to lead. Okay, let me use that term, then we'll explain later. So man is a status to lead what is behind, or what comes after the man, or what is linked with the man. It's not necessarily the beards, the muscles, or the trouser. It's about the status. You see? Yeah. So in short, that is what I can say a man is.
What about on your side, Sir Emmanuel?
The excuse me. The term man can be, it's a vast word, and it's not just about being in the masculine gender, but it's a term that is going to be used where you find men and women. You see God created man, you know?
Yeah.
They are both men and women. But here it is like being a man is, yes, inclusive of the gender.
Yeah.
It's inclusive of how you are. That husband, that boy is also a man. And actually you've heard maybe at different times when it is said, just as it is with the women, in every little boy there is a man. And in every little girl there is a woman.
Yep.
So as they continue growing, it is therefore then we now start zeroing in into seeing a man as that individual that takes the leadership, and especially as it starts from home and then it continues. This is somebody who's been given the privilege to lead and guide and be the head. Thank you.
After posting the poster indicating that you are going to talk about men today, you remember that comment from a viewer who said that men should man up. Some men should man up. Do we have something to do like man up?
Yes. The problem is that as we are living, it is so easy to create men who I will call sissies. Sijui mshawahi kuona mtoto times zingine pana vijana ambao akikungua, ila amekungua tu kwenye jiwe namna ile, atalia, atajifanya ni kama amevunjika mguu. Unaona? Mtu kama huyo, you therefore go say, hey, you need to man up. Or it has been said that this is what it is, because it has been expected. There is a picture where a man is expected to be strong. Usicheka cheke nani. Kwanza pana rafiki yangu mmoja alikuwa anasema mimi chukia sana kuona mwanaume akicheka. Because it's like it's not expected of you to be joyful. Or
in society, or the reality of things.
The society perceives a man to be, there is a certain way that a man should be. It is also not necessarily right in the way they perceive a man to be. Yeah.
Mr. Visionary, do you agree with the word man up? Do we have some men who should man up, or we are just men?
To some extent, I don't agree with that term. Simply because of how it is used and where it is used. But because the first thing, a man is just a man, so you cannot man up to, you get it? As in the way I get it, is like you're being told to improve from where you are to this kind of a man, to a certain man that whoever is telling you that perceives of a man. Okay? So to me, I don't agree with that term, because that is what is killing us as men, because we are already men. By the fact that you are born already, you are in the world. And for us who are born again, we say that we started, we were formed even in our mother's womb. So we were men from there, okay? So you cannot man up to a man, but you are just a man. Maybe, it depends. If the word is used somewhere else with the right direction of point, or what you're trying to point out, I can agree with it. But today, in this society, I don't agree with that, and I don't like the term.
19th of November, on Sunday, it was International Men's Day. For me, I knew it. I came to understand it later on Monday that yesterday was Men's International Men's Day, but I had no clue. Did you receive maybe an did you receive the message?
Yes.
Like, happy International Men's Day?
Yes, I did.
When? Monday?
No, right on Sunday. On Sunday in the morning, my daughter actually sent me, and she told me that she was proud of me. And to tell the truth, I wasn't fully aware that it was coming, because it was not hyped up. But I took it upon myself to start wishing other people and speaking into their lives too. And funny thing is that it also brought up stories from some other young men. I have 2 Ugandan young men who are my friends, and I'm trying to help them in their walk in this life. And they both call me dad. So when I told them this, and I spoke to them, and I said, look, here I also hope that you're going to grow up to become the man that God intended you to become. And that you will fulfill those things that you were meant to fulfill, not only for your sake, but for the sake of generations that are coming after you.
Mr. Visionary.
Yes.
Were you expecting a message, or did you have it?
Actually, I was not aware. Okay, before the date, I knew there is a day
For men in November
coming.
Yes.
But that particular day, I was not
receive
aware.
anything.
Rather haikuwa. But I didn't get something or a message from anybody. But there's something I saw from a person close to me. I saw a status. And what she said is that big up to real men out here. That thing touched me somewhere. That's the only message I got that day. Like, so we have real and men who are not real. Then I was tempted to ask, but I didn't. I was tempted to ask that person, like, do we have real men and men who are not real? And what do you mean by that? And draw the line so that we know whether we are on the side of real men, so that I know whether that is mine and other real men or not. But I didn't ask. But I didn't get a specific message. Yeah, unfortunately.
For you to us as men.
Yeah.
For you.
Yes.
Okay. Muroreri wa ceceni ya Nice TV bathi na mbere na kwirorera Utuku wa Mohoro na ngena ni wokoretwo wi hau kuri mwena wa Facebook ni Nice TV KE muci wa gikeno, Twitter Nice TV Kenya, Instagram ni Nice TV Kenya, kuri mwena wa YouTube ni Nice TV Kenya. Ririkana namba ya ndumiriri nguhi ni gifugu mugwanja gifugu imwe mugwanja mugwanja gifugu igere inya. Kuu ni kuo urakorwo gituma ndumiriri yaku ngienda gukorwo kiuria muthenya wa umuthi, akorwo ni urenda gukorwo ukimenya who is a man Oikare hau nginyagia turerekereria tabarira icio ya muthenya wa umuthi, na topic ino irakioneka ni nene amu ndirona tukimitindikiriria nginya kiumia giukite mahinda mangikorwo magitu hinyiriria. Mr. Emmanuel, I saw what do we call it? Is it on Wakada Man Speak? What do we call them? Is it a
photo?
No. That 4 days ago you wrote something about that secret battle men fight one.
Yeah.
So I saw a question that you had written there. What can individual or spouse and community can do to change about the man thing? I'm still expecting the answer. You said that you are going to write it later, but I need the answer right now.
One, we need to understand, in the article that I wrote,
yes, articles, that one.
Yeah, the article that I wrote in Wakanda Man Speaks, and it's about the secret battles that men fight. And in the real sense, there are many battles that men fight, and on different fronts.
Yeah.
And they come in different colors and forces. And if not properly checked, it is so easy, and that's why you're finding like the rates of suicide are going up, drug addiction, alcohol abuse, homicides, and wars everywhere. Because if it's not checked, these secret battles, how many men are ready, let's say, to just say, hey man, come to another man and say, you know what, I struggle with this. Yet, let's say like issues about pornography.
Yeah.
The pornographic industry keeps on growing and makes billions of dollars. But how many men are coming out to say, I'm addicted to this, I can't stop myself from this? It's a secret battle. But why don't men get to come out and say, man, you know what, I'm suffering from ABC, and I need your help. I need somebody to walk with me. But it's because we frown at man. When a man shows their weakness, they are frowned at. So what can society do? As a spouse, as a brother, as a friend, as older men. We were just talking with Mr. Visionary.
Yeah.
And we said, it is time that men need to come up and hold the older men, hold the younger generations, and walk with them. We shouldn't frown at the failures maybe, because every failure is an opportunity to learn. We failed in the past. We were never taught maybe about how to become a man, but we can teach those generations after us on how to become a man. Does a man treat a woman, by treating a woman disrespectively, is that showing being manly, like you're manly? No. If you treat a woman with dignity, that is actually very manly. So we need people that will encourage men to live up to that which is positive within the society, and that will lead them to becoming better men. Yes.
Same question, Mr. Visionary. We have the definition or what the society understand about men. What should men do in the society to indicate that they are men? Tuache kuambiwa should man up.
Okay, in my view, we have two aspects of men. We have the ancient way of men, and we have the modern men. You get to realize that how a man was perceived sometimes back is totally different. Then a man was supposed to be masculine, to some extent arrogant, like you had a lot of so many wives and you control them with a lot of power. And even the way they used to bring up their children. Actually, women were the one bringing up the children. Men were supposed to just lead from a higher and give orders on what is supposed to happen. And men also were recognized by how much you have, like the wealth, those times. Now, there is a transition whereby now the society, so that the women wanafinyiliwa, so something came up, that is the women empowerment. And we were talking about that earlier, that women are so empowered until now we forget about men. So actually, there is something that has changed. Men then and men now is different. Women have been empowered and men wamebaki pale pale. Not literally kubaki pale pale. Remember, there is a lot of change that has occurred in the world due to development, technology and all this. So unapata the perception of men this time should change from the masculine men, from the wealth, as in how to identify a man in that line. So men should, now let me use the term now, man up. Men should man up to a visionary man. Let me use my name there. To a visionary man, because actually literally a man should lead by vision, not by power, not by authority. So our men wamebaki kwa the ancient way of leading and living as men. They are not seeing the change. They are not seeing our women are empowered. They also need to empower themselves, because literally a man is empowered naturally. But now they need to change into a modern way of empowerment. They need to change, wakuwe na vision. They understand the fact that our women wamekuwa empowered. It does not mean we cannot treat them like before. You see? So a man this day should be the one who understands the society and what the society wants of them. We still hold on to an ancient man, and we are in this generation. Sasa wale ambao wanatuambia we man up, they are seeing actually men are not doing something. Like we need to think like now, not like kitambo. You see? So I guess that's my view of how men should man up.
Anything to add?
No, I agree with that, with everything actually that Mr. Visionary here is talking about. It's so easy to look at how like man needs to be with machismo and all that, or is seen to be strong and everything. And yes, we need to have a man that is, because every woman expects the man to take lead. So if as a man I'm not going to
that brings to my next question. We come into the relationship thing now. What does it mean? Some women understand that a man should be the one maybe providing everything so that you can be termed as a man. Or someone who is able, like the society, who is able to fight back. When you go with your girlfriend out there and achokozwe and you fail to respond back, there is some maybe something hataelewa hapo, like you are not a man enough. In a relationship, what does it mean to be a man?
By the way, we are relating with everybody that we meet. There is a relationship right there.
No,
is a
the relationship
so
between...
Yes, I'm coming to that. And in that kind of a relationship, I'll go to the Bible of what a man was supposed to be. The man was to be the king, a priest, prophet in his home. You're the king. And what does a king do? He leads. he has his subjects.
Yeah.
But here is an example of maybe the good kings and the bad kings who are there. He is a priest. He is the one that has the spiritual authority to come out and support. He is a prophet. Your word as a man is to speak life and to give direction in your family, saying that this is the way that we will go. So in that way, you're offering leadership. And as you offer leadership, your family will trust you. So even as you come to a place of saying like, go, umeona demako labda amechokozwa, and you don't do anything, that brings a question. As a king, somebody is trying to tread improperly into your kingdom. If you do not say something, it becomes very questionable. Sometimes you don't have to throw a punch. Unajua ile luku ya mama? Ama babako anakuangalia namna ile, unajua hapa ile kitu nimeambiwa. You know, sometimes you just need that. You go and you stand. Hata kama ni kafupi na ukikuja ni Goliath, they will feel that power. Because in life we have an energy that comes from within the spirit. And you don't have to just even yell. You don't have to yell. Just go stand your ground. Mchokozo. Mbona unamchokoza? Umemchokozea nini, amekufanya nini? And you do that, the other person comes back. So a man is there to protect, to provide, but we are also living at a time when the economic times, actually since the 50s, that's when women started coming into the workforce. And today now we are even seeing women in leadership. So we need to get to that place of balance. Yes, we will provide, but we also need their support. As you have said, that they have been empowered. It is not for us to go fight them, but see how we can support them. And then on the side of the woman too, she gets to the place as a spouse to come and see, here is my husband. The Bible says, I think it's in Ephesians, that submit one to another. Even though the man is the head, but submit one to another. Submission is this, and this is one of the words that has been misused. Take your rightful place. I could be an expert, maybe in managing things here, but I'm very poor at finances. My wife can help me manage my finances. You're still a man. You're still a man. But here is also the other side to it. Like, it's not taking advantage of the other gender. And that's what a man needs to be.
Sure. Thank you very much, Sir Emmanuel. I want us to take just a short break. When we come back, we have a lot that we have for you. Nitekana kuri muna wa Facebook Nice TV Kenya mushie wa Agikeno, Nice TV KE mushie wa Agikeno, Twitter Nice TV Kenya, Instagram Nice TV Kenya. Koroge tutumira adumiriri mwena ocio kuria namba itu adumiriri guhene gifugo mugwanja gifugo emwe mugwanja mugwanja gifugo igire inya 0701770024. Koroge twandikira cioria iri ugenda gukorwo kiuria kana kindu ungenda gukorwo kiongerera thiini wa ndereti itu ya muthenya wa umuthi. Ndugathi araya beturihe bill ciganona na gicokereria mangi na maingi.
Urerorera Nice TV muci wa Gikeno. Ibuku ria Ngai Jakubu 5 muhari wa 13 ni hari mundu thiini wanyu ukenete ucio ni aine nyimbo Nice Kigoco Live Band ni ngenu na ni kioro muthenya wa kiumia kwambiriria thaa 2 nginya thaa 5 cia utuku. Kigoco kiritataga mbura gigiterefwo ni njorua ya Kigoco Zagzag. tukagoca Ngai tukamukumia tukamwambararia na tukamwira ni tukenete muno niwe ni tondu wa gutwika maundu mega. Nice TV, muciĩ wa gĩkeno. Nĩ ũnogete nĩ gũtinda ũkuĩte kũprinti kana kũriganĩrwo nĩ business card kana waheana ĩgateo ĩkaga gũgũteithia. Rĩu relax nĩ tondũ online business card mena kĩhonia kĩa mathĩna macio. Magũthondekagĩra online business card ĩna maũndũ maku mothe, video ya wĩra ũrĩa ũrutaga na ĩna QR code. Kwa ũhoro makĩria marĩrie kũhĩtũkĩra 0731620852 kĩbũgũ 731 kĩbũgũ 852. Online base card, kĩhonia kĩa mathĩna mothe megiĩ business card.
Hihi muciari no wende mwana waku agĩe na ũgĩ kothi-inĩ itiganĩte ta beauty therapy, nail technology, hair dressing, cosmetology, barbering hamwe na ingĩ nyingĩ. Ndũkamake tondũ thukuru rĩu nĩ muoneku. Gidewa Beauty College twĩ haha nĩ ũndũ waku. Wĩgiritanie na ithuĩ nĩ ũndũ wa kothi ciothe ciĩgiĩ ũthaka na marĩhi maitũ nĩ mabacĩrĩre. Wĩyandĩkithia na ũrathiĩ na mbere tũcerere taũni-inĩ ya Banana West Plaza hakuhĩ na bengi ya Family Bank kana ũhũre thimũ ĩno 0725 394 852 nĩyo 0725 349 852. Gidewa Beauty College, we value your look.
Ndakugeithia muno gitwa Dr. Sami wa Riera Nutritional and Herbal Clinics, na umuthi uyu ni ndakuria dawa ya mathina ma arthritis. Andu aria makona thina ucio wa kuganda moko na maguru, andu acio me mathina ma marungo, andu acio maturagwo ni mugongo, andu acio maganda moko maguru, mundu uyu wothe wi thina wa heho, mundu ina thina wa nerves, kio ndakuria dawa ino ya arthritis. Hari we mundu koretwo ina thina ucio, ngurehire dawa ino njega muno ya Riera Nutritional Herbal Clinics ya kuhonia thina ucio wothe wegi arthritis. Na dawa ino turakuhena special offer na ciringi 1,500, na dawa ino itu ya mathina ma arthritis ni tukurehagira haria hothe uri thĩinĩ wa bũrũri wothe wa Kenya. Nĩ ũndũ ũcio dawa tũtukanĩtie na dawa cia kuma Kenya, South Africa, ningĩ na dawa cia kuma bũrũri wa Malaya. Igakorwo nĩ dawa ina hinya harĩ we ũtũrĩte ugĩte atĩ nĩ ũgandaga, harĩ we ũtũrĩte ugĩte atĩ nĩ ũturagwo nĩ magũrũ ona kana moko, ona ningĩ ũgakorwo nĩ ũrainaina nĩ tondũ thĩna ũcio wa nerves ya left kana ya right. Nĩkĩo tũkũreheire dawa ĩno njega ya thĩna ũcio wa arthritis. Akorwo nĩ osteocare, akorwo nĩ rheumatism ana kana rheumatoids, twĩna dawa ĩyo njega mũno makĩria ya thĩna ũcio wa arthritis. Nĩ ũndũ ũcio arania na ithuĩ ũngĩenda dawa ĩno 0720 152 586 0720 152 586 na tukurehagira dawa ino haria hothe uri bũrũri-inĩ wa Kenya. Riu ningĩ no tucerere mwena ũcio wa Juja, nyũmba ĩtagwo Chiwan House, na woka nĩ tũkũhota kwaria nawe tũgũthime na ndige tukurigite. Riu ningĩ no turigita mĩrimũ ĩngĩ to arthritis only, turigita nginya mĩrimũ ya answers na mĩrimũ ningĩ ya gĩthũri mũno. Nĩ ũndũ ũcio rathimo nĩ Ngai ũgĩtũcerera na wĩkwo wega.
Nice TV, muciĩ wa gĩkeno.
Ngatho cia mwanya mwĩroreri wa ceceni ya Nice TV nĩ gũgĩthiĩ na mbere na gũkinyitanĩra na ithuĩ mũthenya wa ũmũthĩ thĩinĩ wa ũtukũ wa mohoro. Ibindi gĩkĩ kĩa mbere kĩrĩa tũrathiĩ na mbere na gũthoma what it means to be a man. Na mũthenya wa ũmũthĩ ageni akwa nĩ ũrakĩigua marakiuma mwaki mũthenya wa ũmũthĩ nĩ marĩa marakorwo magĩtũbundithia, na kũringana na inyuĩ kũrĩa mũno wa Facebook ndĩramuona mũkĩingĩrĩte na njĩra ĩrĩa yagĩrĩire. Mũndũ gwĩtwo Susan wa Muthuri ngaikuona nawe nĩ warĩkia gũgĩkinyia gũkũ kwa Nice TV mũciĩ wa gĩkeno. Mũndũ gwĩtwo Sam Kush anake ndamuona. Mũndũ gwĩtwo Mary G arakiuga men and toilet are almost the same. Na hapa there is something inaingia toxic masculinity. What kila mtu anaelewa kuhusu a man. Maybe you can get a man washing utensils you get some people saying it's toxic masculinity, and you have a wife there and niwe unaosha vyombo. Does it mean Amanda is not supposed to assist Mr. Visionary?
Starting from that statement from our viewer is that she must be having an experience. The reason why she's saying that, there is a lot she's not saying. And it has brought to that big topic about toxic masculinity. Let me separate the two.
Yeah.
We have the toxic and we have the masculinity. Masculinity is what defines man in one word.
Yeah.
And you get to realize what you're saying is you can find a man doing some house work, oh yes, cleaning, washing, and I just said that the society has changed, and we men, we need to change with the society. We cannot hold on with what was happening before when hatukukuwa na change ambayo tunaona sahi.
Yeah.
We can use this example. You get to realize that we have women nowadays wanafanya kazi even in the leadership positions in big companies or in companies. Your man, you are the woman, you are the CEO or you are the manager or you're just working, then your man hana kazi, okay? You are in the house. Is that true?
Yeah.
You don't have a house help and you have children.
Yeah.
Meantime, for the meantime, before you get somebody to help, what will you do as a man? Will you just see your children wakiwa wachafu ama wakose kula because you cannot go to the kitchen?
No.
It is not actually toxic. It is with the change that has occurred. So we get, sasa hapo ndio sisi pia kama men, we fail ourselves because we are not seeing that there is something has changed. We expect the person who was doing that before he went to working to come and do the same thing simply because we are men. You see? Now, if we think that way, now it becomes toxic. And you get to realize you as a man, you are the one who has poisoned your masculinity, not the people who will see that. Because if your spouse comes later and says something that is against that, sasa wewe utaona kama anakuingilia, but in the real sense you are the one who poisoned it from the first point, because you will expect now you don't have a job, this your wife will pay some bills that you would have paid. Then the work that she would have done akiwa nyumbani as a housewife, let me use that term for now, sasa you have to help.
Yeah.
Are we together?
Yeah.
So that one, you separate the two, now you get the masculinity part and the toxic, and how to bring the difference between the two. So that's my view about that point.
Sir Emmanuel, do you agree with the toxic masculinity that you as a man, you are supposed to do things that you are not supposed to do, the house chores or anything that is supposed to be done by a wife or the other gender?
One, let me also first, that person that commented and said, men are just like toys. I'm trying to come to your side, you know, and try and think, and just like my brother said, it's something must have happened that really hurt her to get to a place of saying such. It's like one is trying to also protect them from further hurt. So as I equate being a man to like something so evil, I will be able to protect myself.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry for whatever happened to you. Please forgive that man that did that. I just ask you kindly. But on the other hand, also let's, just like you asked, like, is it's, for me, it's not toxic. I will say, personally, through experience, when my children were born, their mother had trouble with her back. And I was seen carrying my children. traditionally, it is something that is abhorred. People hate that.
Yeah.
And I've seen a man who, I know of a man who at one time saw a woman, the man carrying the child, and so he comes and grabs the woman and just starts walking away and pulling this, and the man was without anything. People that lean on the different sides of this divide have their reasons for saying this. But like you've just said, like, how do we become a positive influence in the family, in the society, in the nation, in the continent, in the world? As a man, me taking some of the best chefs are men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
In some of the places you go find men doing dishes in the hotels, it's the man that's doing that.
Yeah.
And they come home. By the way, I used to love just cooking for my wife. You know, it's something that I love because I'm good at cooking. We grew up with one sister, we were two brothers. And we were taught that you can do anything. And I became a very good cook. And I love cooking to this day. But it does not mean that therefore nitafinyiliwa. Never take advantage of somebody's good nature. If they want to do it, and when they're feeling like they want to do it, let them do it.
Yeah.
And if it is the right thing for me to do, let me do it. You know?
Yeah.
And if I know this is also the right, it's not only feeling, but knowing that this is the right thing for me to do. When your wife is in bed and she's sick, will you let the children go hungry? When you know that maybe you do not have the money to, and she's sick there, and maybe you don't have the money to go call some mamafu akuje, will you do that? Can you do that? It won't make you any less of a man. But you will be respected by your people, by your family, for making that next step, for actually humbling yourself to that extent. Jesus calls us to servant leadership. And the biggest of them shall be your servant. And he demonstrated it by washing the feet of his disciples. What else can we not do?
Sure.
So we have someone here called Jack saying, for me being a man is about self-discovery, building self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and most importantly, my legacy. Someone here is saying, being a man to me is being unapologetic. Is it? Do you agree with that?
Okay, I agree with the first one. That is Jack.
Yeah.
Jack is bringing it correct. That is masculinity to me this time. The modern way of men is about being visionary. It's about understanding the whole aspects of the society and what you need as a man. When you are reading that, I have also a question in my mind. We also have women nowadays talking of the same, that they want to discover themselves. They want a path of life which is clear, not to graft themselves into a man's vision, but they also have their own vision. So you get to realize now that the first one is coming right. The second one, that is now where the problem starts. And that's where, according to me, when we think like that as men, then we are not also going to get apology from the people we relate to. Because if we are supposed to lead, then it is not about being forward physically, but it's by showing all these things, the mental power, the humility, okay, the understanding that you understand. Once umekosea mtu, the next thing is being, you say sorry to that. Next time mtu amekukosea, most of the time, let me use this. Most of the time, I like saying this, that a man has two sides. That is any human being. We have folders on the dark side, and we have folders on the good side. You trigger what you want from a person. If I don't apologize, wakati nimekukosea, I have opened that folder.
Yeah.
Tomorrow you will use same information to me. It doesn't mean you are not apologetic. You can apologize to someone else. Nikiona. But maybe you cannot, because I triggered that. You see? So if we differentiate the two, then we get to realize we have now where the rain starts beating us as men, and then we should not complain if we think like my friend, my friend. Yes. Yeah.
So we have the emotional and the, what do you call them, the mental health about men. Do men open up when they have those problems, the health, or I'm the only one who opens up? I always think I'm different. In just 2 minutes.
One, it is healthy to open up. In the traditional society, men used to go and find other men. That's how we were taught on how to become a man in the society. So, and you were directed and guided. Today now, we call them mentors. You see something that you want to become, and you start getting somebody that will shape your destiny. So it is very advisable to do that. Like, to be able to get somebody that will be able, that you can open up to. And like I was saying earlier, it is so easy for us to not even get to open up because we were not taught how to. But, and as you're saying, you see yourself as kind of different.
Yeah.
Because you open up, but you look at the steps that you're taking in life, you see they're much better compared to somebody who bottles it up. Much of the killings and homicides that are taking place in their homes is because a man has been shaken so much and they're still bubbling within. The only thing that they will do is just explode. And then we see the extremes of that. You said for 2 minutes, let me just, one thing. It is Mr. Unapologetic. Because your name was not mentioned here. But men also need to learn how to say, I am sorry, please forgive me, I forgive you, I love you.
Some of them will say that they cannot use the magic words.
It happens, but it is very hard for a man to say these things.
Yeah.
But pride comes before a fall. And humility is the only way for exaltation. And humility, again, is not being wimpy, being such a weak man. I was talking to you and I said, humility is about a willingness to be known for who you really are. Basic.
Sure.
You know, like you get angry, say, I am angry. You didn't do me right? Yes, you didn't do me right. But when you do me right, then I'll say, hey, good. You know, this is cool. I'm loving it. So let's show it.
One last question.
Yes.
Is there a norm for men and women?
A norm?
Yeah.
Can you expound the...
Maybe something like what they can do and what men cannot do.
Okay. Before that, there is something burning inside about what you say.
Just 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
What is failing us as men is ego. I am a mentor, and my experience for the short time I've done this is that in any community I've gone, men do not show up. Men do not come to ask and open up. In my list I have only ladies, and actually when you see these people are growing, when they open up and you help them, they are growing. But men wako na ile ego. How can I am a man, how can I go and tell Mr. Emmanuel that no, it's not right?
Yeah.
Like men, that's where we fail. Now to your question.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
Yeah.
or let me come this way. You know, I like disagreeing with men because I've brought up with a single mother without a father.
Yeah.
So I get to realize there's nothing that a man can do and the woman cannot, and also vice versa is true.
Yeah.
Because there was a time home, mom is saying, today you are the one washing, she is going to the farm. Today she's the one cooking, you are the one going to look for firewood. Today you will wash utensils and she will go and do something else. Then I realized nothing like for men and women. But then, back then, I would agree. But today, no. Anything a man can do, a woman can do, and vice versa is correct to me.
Say something, say your name, and we finish our time. Is up.
Yeah.
Starting with you.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so my
Where
real
we
name.
can get you on your social handles and that, yeah.
Sure. So my name is James Chelanga, Mr. Visionary. I have an organization called Visionary International, and it's purposely for mentorship. I am a student mentor, a youth mentor, and a corporate trainer, and a public speaker. And Facebook is Visionary International. Twitter is Visionary International. Then LinkedIn still Visionary International. And yeah, those are the major social media platform I use. And my number, I can give my number.
Yeah.
My number is 0706 62 2268. You get me through that number, then we can talk.
Thank you very much for honoring our invitation.
Okay.
Yes. Babaton Nada. I think I will change my name, Sir Emmanuel, to Babaton. Yeah. Oh, Babatoda. Not Tonada. Toda. Okay. Say something.
Thank you very much for hosting us, and for the viewers, thank you for your interaction with us. Yeah, my name is Emmanuel CHEGE, and you find me on Facebook as Emmanuel, and a page that I run also called Wakanda Man Speaks.
Yes. Wait, what is Sozo?
Sozo.
I was left hanging.
Sozo is Greek for salvation, but now it encompasses every aspect of life, from finances, health, and every aspect of your life. So that's Sozo, salvation in every aspect of life.
Now give us our number. Your number.
My number is 0792 196157. Thank you so much.
Clearly, being a man means a lot of things, different things. I think we can take this topic to next Sunday. We can continue with it. As what I told you yesterday, mume wako anaporudi nyumbani, usimkaribishe ukiwa umenuna. Karibishe ukiwa umefurahia. Na nikawaambia being a man is not that simple. Ndugathi haraya ndiracokereria thiini wa metha itu ya mohoro ngoro ngikumenyithia maria matinda makihanika guku bururi-ini hamwe na nja wa itoka cia bururi. Tugitigetie ndagika cigana ona ndagika 3 ngoro ngikumenyithia uria bururi watinda. Nie tutago Jose Wa Muthoni.